15 Things You Didn't Know About Seth Godin. Welcome to Alux.com, the place where future billionaires come to get inspired. Hello Aluxers, and welcome to another exciting original video presented by Alux.com. Today we're talking about Seth Godin, a best-selling writer, public speaker, and entrepreneur who has revolutionized the marketing industry. Seth was born in Mount Vernon, New York on July 10, 1960. His career started after he graduated with an MBA in marketing from Stanford Graduate School of Business, when he became the branch manager at Spinnaker Software in 1983. In 1986, he started Seth Godin Productions, which was focused on producing and publishing a wide variety of books, such as Email Addresses of the Rich and Famous and the Guerrilla Marketing Handbook. His entrepreneurial spirit led him to Manhattan, where he spent his entire $20,000 life savings on starting a home-based book-writing business. After starting a successful publishing business, he launched USAToday, an online marketing company that focused on using contests and games to reach customers. While there, he wrote the book Permission Marketing, which changed the direct marketing game in a profound way. Godin sold the company to Yahoo for around $30 million in 1998 and became Yahoo's vice president of direct marketing. In 2006, Godin launched Squidoo, a very successful revenue-sharing article writing site. The site was sold in 2014. Seth has written 18 best-selling books that have been published in more than 35 languages around the world, and his blog is also one of the most popular in the world. If you're new here, welcome. Be sure to subscribe and follow us on Instagram at Alux. Seth makes a living inspiring others to find success and do something meaningful with their lives. So, let's take a closer look at this innovator with the 15 things you didn't know about Seth Godin. Number 1. His high school English teacher wrote a regrettable comment in his yearbook. His high school English teacher wrote a comment in his yearbook that they probably wish they could take back. The actual comment was, "You are the bane of my existence, and it's likely you'll never amount to anything." Number 2. In college, he co-ran the largest student-run business in America. Godin went to Tufts University, where he majored in engineering and applied mathematics, and minored in philosophy and computer graphics. Seth says he rarely went to class, but was more focused on running a business called Tufts Student Resources, which he co-founded. It ended up being the largest student-run business in America at that time, with 425 employees. As a part of the business, he ran a ticket-buying service, a snack bar, a laundry service, a travel agency, and a birthday cake service. Number 3. He got 900 rejection letters in a row. Seth couldn't believe his success when he sold his first book to the publisher he pitched it to for $5,000. The book was called Business Rules of Thumb and was sold in 1986. Seth thought that he would have had an easy time selling his books based on his initial success, but this was followed by 900 rejection letters. He abandoned more than 30 projects, including a book called How to Hypnotize Your Friends and Make Them Act Like Chickens. Number 4. His book was the most successful ever launched on Kickstarter. He launched his book, The Icarus Deception, on Kickstarter and reached his goal of $40,000 after only 3 hours, paving the way for other authors to try this medium to fund their books. This was a marketing experiment for Godin, but he had complete faith that it would work, even promising that he would not release the book at all if it wasn't fully funded. He ended up getting 4,242 backers, who pledged a total of $287,342, and this has been the most successful book funded through the Kickstarter platform. Number 5. 5 people had the opportunity to have their story told in The Icarus Deception. Those who decided to support Seth's Kickstarter campaign at the highest level, donating $1,150 or more, had the opportunity to be included in the Icarus Deception. Seth pledged to interview each of these special donors and include a story of something creative, powerful, or remarkable that they had done in his book. This reward was only available to 5 people, and it sold out within the first 3 hours. Number 6. He was a canoeing instructor for 5 years. Godin remembers that his parents sent him to a camp as a kid, but he didn't like it much except for canoeing. He decided to become a canoeing instructor, and it was one of his favorite jobs. He remembers the challenge of convincing campers they should canoe instead of going horseback riding or swimming, and he really enjoyed teaching people how to engage in the moment in the boat. He did this for 5 years, and he says that it completely changed him as a person and gave him a different mindset. Number 7. He published over 100 books before permission marketing. Even though permission marketing is often considered Seth's debut book, he actually published 120 books before permission marketing came out, and Seth said he is proud of at least 100 of the 120. Number 8. He spends 16 hours a day writing and researching. When asked how many hours a day he spends writing and researching, Seth responded with the answer 16 without any hesitation, and then he clarified that he absolutely was not exaggerating. Number 9. He lives in an affluent neighborhood in New York City. Seth and his wife live in a home with their 2 sons in an upper-class village called Hastings-on-Hudson in New York City. Seth also has his offices for Seth Godin Productions in an apartment in the neighborhood. There are a number of respected authors, actors, athletes, scientists, and innovators who've called Hastings-on-Hudson home. Notable figures that live or have lived in the neighborhood include William Shatner, co-founder of Tumblr Marco Arment, Keith Olbermann, and Billy Burke, the actress who played the Good Witch in The Wizard of Oz. Number 10. His net worth is around $50 million. Seth has achieved most of his wealth through book royalties, but he also gets $50,000 or more for each talk he gives as a public speaker. He is a high-demand speaker who has shared his insights with a number of notable companies, including Disney, eBay, Google, Amazon, American Eagle, Cadillac, and Microsoft. He has also given 2 TED Talks. He brings in considerable income through Seth Godin Productions, through which he offers his Alt MBA program and modern marketing workshops. His current net worth is approximately $50 million. If you want to check out another self-help guru who has a net worth that is 10 times of Seth's, click on the upper right-hand corner to watch our video of 15 things you didn't know about Tony Robbins. Number 11. His wife quit her job as a lawyer to open a bakery. Seth's wife, Helene, has never been content to stay at home and live off the success of her husband. She was a very successful lawyer for 20 years before quitting her job to open her own bakery. Helene showed her own entrepreneurial spirit when she opened By the Way Bakery, a gluten and dairy-free bakery that has expanded to 3 locations in New York. Number 12. He was inducted into the Direct Marketing Hall of Fame in 2013. The Direct Marketing Association has been honoring marketing professionals that make outstanding contributions to the industry since they were established in 1978. A little over 100 people have been inducted into the Direct Marketing Hall of Fame, and Seth Godin was chosen to receive this prestigious honor in 2013. Number 13. He drives a Prius. Seth has made it known that he is very concerned about the environment and climate change, so it might not be too surprising to learn that he has opted to drive the eco-friendly Prius, even though he could afford to drive just about any car. Number 14. His company created the first $1 million online sweepstakes. Seth's company, Yoyodyne, worked with companies such as AT&T, H&R Block, Sprint, and Volvo to help them build relationships with their customers through permission marketing in the forms of contests, scavenger hunts, and online games. Yoyodyne was responsible for the first ever $1 million online sweepstakes. It was called the $1 million Web Crawl, and it was designed to get people to use AOL's search engine. Number 15. He came up with the term permission marketing while in the shower. Godin's term permission marketing refers to selling goods and services to customers that give advance consent. The consent is given through many forms such as liking a Facebook page of a company, registering on a website like Huffington Post, or subscribing to a channel on YouTube. This form of marketing has revolutionized the way many companies do business, and it can all be traced back to an idea Seth had while taking a shower. Seth was working on his book Permission Marketing in 1998, but he hadn't yet thought of a term that fit the philosophy. He decided one day that he would take a shower and not get out until he had thought of an appropriate term. 15 minutes later, he came up with the term permission marketing. Even more than 15 years later, Seth said he vividly remembers that exact moment. Now that you've learned more about Seth Godin, we'd like to know, have his writings or blog inspired you in any way? Tell us about it in the comments. Still here? Here's a bonus fact for sticking with us to the end. When Seth was running Yoyodyne, AOL was his biggest customer. When there was a mix-up and their customers were sent the wrong email, Seth apologized and promised it would never happen again. However, just a short time later, it did happen again, and the vice president of AOL called Seth and was screaming at him over the phone. He offered to fly there immediately to meet with her, but she responded that if he stepped on their property, she would have him arrested. Thank you for spending some time with us, Aluxers. Make sure to like and subscribe so you never miss another video. We also handpicked these videos, which we recommend you watch next. Thank you for being an Aluxer, and we'll see you back tomorrow.